In a sport where height is king and serves dominate, one man broke the rules. At just 5 feet 7 inches tall, Diego Schwartzman didn't just survive, he thrived. This is the story of how tennis's ultimate underdog rose to the top 10 in the world, and why he might just be the greatest short player of all time. Diego Sebastian Schwartzman was born on August 16, 1992, in Buenos Aires, Argentina, a country that lives and breathes tennis, but one where few thought a kid his size would ever be a pro, let alone a champion. Diego's background? Not country club, not elite academy. His family was middle class, Jewish, and, like many in Argentina, hit hard by the economic crisis in the early 2000s. He used to sell bracelets with his mom just to help pay for tennis travel. It wasn't just a hobby, it was a hustle. There were moments, Diego once said, when we didn't know if we could keep going, but we always found a way. That grit, it defined everything he did from day one. And it was clear early on, Schwartzman wasn't going to win with power, so he had to win with everything else. Let's talk reality for a second. Tennis at the top level is slowly turning into a game of giants. In 2023, the average height of a male top 100 player was over 6'2". Serving is a cheat code. Bigger equals better. More angles, more aces, more speed. Now, imagine walking into that world at 5'7". Diego didn't have a weapon. He was the weapon. From his junior days, it was clear he had elite movement, world-class anticipation, and an uncanny ability to take time away from opponents with quick takebacks and precise footwork. But even then, no one thought he'd go far. He turned pro in 2010, playing in futures tournaments across South America, often with barely enough money to afford the trips. In one story from 2014, after winning a challenger in Ayan province, Diego's team revealed they'd rented the cheapest car possible and ate supermarket food the whole week just to stay under budget. Diego broke into the top 100 in 2014, but the real jump came in 2017. That year, Schwartzman made the US Open quarterfinals, beating Marin Cilic, a Grand Slam champion at the time, and a 6'6" human tower along the way. The win shocked casual fans, but not insiders. Schwartzman's return game was ranked among the best in the world. In fact, in 2017, he was 4th on the ATP Tour in return games won, behind only two of the greats, Nadal and Djokovic, and David Goffin, believe it or not. That's right, a 5'7" guy was outperforming nearly every big server on their own serve. And it didn't stop there. In October 2020, Schwartzman made history. After reaching the final of the Rome Masters and then the semifinals of the French Open, he cracked the top 10 in the world, peaking at number 8. He did it by beating none other than Rafael Nadal in Rome, snapping a 9-match losing streak against him. In that match, he was surgical. He returned Nadal's serve like it was a soft practice feed. He outmaneuvered the King of Clay. Think about that. A 5'7" player with a below average serve breaking down the greatest clay courter of all time on clay. That wasn't luck. That was Diego maximizing every inch of his talent. And the French Open semi? He lost to Nadal there, but not before becoming the first man to take a set off Rafa at Roland Garros since 2015. Now you're probably wondering, what made Diego Schwartzman so damn effective? I like to break it up into 4 categories. Number 1, his elite return game. From 2017 to 2020, he was consistently ranked in the top 5 in return games won. He turned his height disadvantage into a strength by taking the ball early and neutralizing power. Number 2, his speed and endurance were elite. Diego covered ground like few others. His court coverage was borderline absurd. Number 3, his mental fortitude. When you're 5'7", in a world of 6'2 plus titans, you learn how to fight. Diego embraced the role of the underdog, and he loved proving people wrong. And number 4, consistency. He wasn't flashy. He didn't hit 130-mile-per-hour aces, but he was always there, grinding, pushing, retrieving, and turning matches into wars of attrition. Now, Diego isn't the first short player to succeed. Michael Chang, Olivia Roques, and Arnaud Clement all punched above their weight. But few of them reached the heights Diego did in the modern game, an era that favors tall, powerful players more than ever. And let's not forget, Schwartzman didn't just exist in the top 10. He held his own. He made a Masters final, he beat Nadal, he competed deep in slams, he was a Davis Cup hero, all of it while serving under 110 miles per hour on average. In the words of Roger Federer, Diego is one of the most inspiring players on tour. What he does with his game is incredible. And the take? Diego Schwartzman is not just the best short player in tennis history. He's one of the most underrated players of his generation. Period. Think about it. We glorify the giants, the towering aces, the brutal forehands, but Diego did something far harder. He competed without the traditional weapons. He turned speed, heart, and grit into a career most players would kill for. And here's the thing. If Diego had been 6'2", maybe we'd be talking about a perennial top 5 guy. Maybe a Grand Slam champ. But he wasn't. He was 5'7", and still, he found a way. Diego Schwartzman didn't rewrite the rules. He played by them and still beat the system. In the end, he didn't just represent the short guys. He represented every player who's ever been counted out. Too small, too slow, not enough power. Diego heard all of it, and he didn't care. Because in the end, the man had short king energy, and it took him all the way to the top. Thanks so much for watching. This is Hot Take Tennis. If you enjoyed this one, smash that like button, subscribe, and let me know in the comments who is the most underrated player of all time, and who are your favorite short kings.